Okay, so I'm going to address the normals. Those of you that are normal, you don't like chaos, you're not a drug abuser, you're not an alcoholic, you don't get your cookies fighting with people. You don't crave dysfunction, you don't crave dysfunctional relationships, and when your partner's tired of it you get another one and then you disrupt them. You don't get off on stuff like that. You're relatively normal. You like peace and quiet, and you see the joy in life, and you like doing fun things, and you're just chill. So this video is for us. Now, when I look at the toxic individual that I just got rid of, yet another toxic ass person. He just had war with me. He just had war with the lady who owned his crazy bitch dog, because she pays for the dog is legally his, but the previous owner pays for the food, pays for anything that she needs. And we're talking fancy food, IAMS, which is fancier food, more expensive food. She pays any vet bills. She pays everything. Why, I don't know, because the dog is legally his. Dumbass. I have noticed, and before we get to what I'm trying to say, what I've noticed is women will bust their ass for him. And he's a fuck up. Okay? I've always known he's a fuck up, but one thing I'm not going to let you do is target me or Milo. Okay? But women give him free meals. They're not involved with him. They just know him. Look at the arrangement he has with the previous woman, with that she used to own the dog. She got him a free meal the other day, put it in Tupperware. This other girl that he used to be roommates with, who's married to somebody else, gives him free meals. Women will cook for him. When he lost his dog, everybody rallied to help him get another dog. I mean, when people are poisonous, people love the fuck out of them. Let's just keep it real. They will break their own neck to help this person. I don't know if it's pity. I don't know if they're addicted to the fake charm. I don't know what it is. And like I said before, I had to go to the ER. Thank God I got some strong, powerful payments. Thank you, Jesus. Get rid of that agony, please. I couldn't get a ride to or from the hospital. But this drunk bastard, who's abusive, his guy friend, wants to drive him from Missouri all the way to fucking Alabama to get his goddamn, his license. Driver's license. It has always angered me that people are so stupid that they bend over backwards for the same person who would not do the same for you. You tell me right now, everybody listening to this podcast, you tell me one person that's going to drive your ass multi-states away to get some paperwork taken care of. Tell me one person who's going to do that for you. If you're a fuck up, you'll have a lot of people volunteering to do it for you. But if you aren't a fuck up, well, hey, you're out on your ass, I guess. He gets women to get him meals. He gets women to get him meals all the time for the holiday season. If it's not the holiday season, I made a stew, and I know you'd love to have a hot meal. And the motherfucker knows how to cook. And women still give him shit, and he's not involved with them. His male friend been by his side for many years. You know why? Because narcissists don't like to target men because they see men as their equals, other men as their equals. Some men are so off, they don't care who you are. They're going to fight everybody. But narcissists like to abuse women. Do they talk to their men friends that way? No! No! Unless they have other mental illnesses going on. They usually see other men as equals. We both have power. We're both on the same playing field. Women and children are below me. They're supposed to be subservient to me. And these women are subservient to him. They give him shit all the time. A multi-state, long-distance ride, round-trip ride, and you volunteered to do it? And I couldn't even get a ride from the hospital? You don't think that makes me mad? So let's do this, okay? Let's do this. For those of us who don't crave, dysfunction, we like to have fun. I'm a 5-year-old when I'm having a good time. I'm 5, okay? Whether it be go sledding and I'm screaming just like the the kids are, okay? I crave, I crave enjoyment. When I'm having a good time, oh my God, I'm the loudest person there because I'm laughing my ass off because I'm having a good time. And that's what I crave. It's moments like that I crave. There's dreams that I have. I mean, there's so many things that I love that don't involve dysfunction. So those of us that prefer real enjoyment, we don't prefer abuse and chaos. People are not going to bend over backwards for us. They're not, because we're not fucked up in the head. Most people are stupid, and they prefer people who are damaging. They prefer people who are a walking danger zone. Those are the people that people will bend over backwards for. Women will spread their legs for him in a heartbeat. I don't know if it's a sympathy screw. I don't know what it is, but he's got free pot for them. Free alcohol, free pot. Women will bust their ass for him. Okay? Those of us that are the normals, we're not going to get any of that. We're going to be we're not going to get that. We're going to be abandoned by everybody. That's just the way it is. And the person who would not ever abandon me, she died. Because all either of us had to say was, hey, I need, and the other person was there. I was there for her. She was there for me. Well, that was my first time, thing, and it's over. She died, and that has never been my reality again. Except for a friend, a guy friend of mine who will pretty much, we do for each other because nobody else is reliable. So we do for each other. So what we have to do, because if you prefer joy and excitement and fun, you will be abandoned. If you are not, like I said, you're not an alcoholic or a drug head, you will be abandoned. I know somebody else, we're no longer friends because she's a bitch too. She kind of blows off her sons and caters to the fucking bitch that she adopted as a baby. She caters to her all the time. Bends over backwards for her all the time. You know why? Because Jasmine's mean, has tried to break up their marriage, and because she's a drug head and she's on disability. She manipulated the system to get on disability. She's on disability, blows all her money on drugs and partying and spreading her legs for other people. Gave her mother a grandchild, and she had the nerve to talk about people fornicating because she's supposedly a pastor, a reverend. The most judgmental bitch I ever saw. Fake reverend. People shouldn't be fornicating. They shouldn't be doing that unless they're married. I said, I beg your pardon, but you have a grandchild because your daughter was fornicating and you love the hell out of your grandchild, right? Right? And if it wasn't for Jasmine, her mother fornicating, you wouldn't have adopted her. Okay? You got her because somebody wasn't married and got knocked up. You got your grandson because your daughter did the same shit. So don't be talking about what somebody should be doing or not when you're the one benefiting from it. That's kind of a hypocritical thing. But anyway, we are going to be abandoned by people because we're not fucked up. And that's how fucked up society is. And there's nothing we could do about it. The only thing we can do is find each other. Hold on a minute. Let me take care of this real quick. The only thing we can do is find each other and support each other. All right? And just be hyper independent. Just know that because you're not fucked up, you're not going to get support unless you're surrounded by People who are healthy enough to know that you shouldn't draw to people who are dysfunctional and cater to them when their whole purpose in life is to destroy. Some people are smart enough to leave those people alone and to not break their neck for people like that. Okay? We are the ones that are going to be abandoned. We're the ones that are going to be abandoned because we're not a fuck up. So we have to, I'm very independent. I mean, I've done things that, a previous friend said, why are you doing that? You're in chronic pain. Why are you doing that? I said, because if I don't do it, it don't get done. Okay? That's the reason. He said, you couldn't do it another time? I said, I had to do it when I was in the mood to do it. Otherwise, I'm not in the mood to do it and it won't get done. So I might as well just I was actually painting baseboards where I used to live. My baseboards looked yuck and I was tired of looking at it. So I cleaned them and I painted them because they were in desperate need. And so I did it. Because I've learned from a young age that even as a child, no one was going to be there for me. Even as a child, no one was going to be there for me. Parents weren't going to be there because they're dysfunctional as hell, too. So we just we can't get rides from people. We're not going to get free meals dropped on our fucking doorstep like Drunk Boy does. Women just give him everything, spread their legs, give him whatever he wants, give him meals. This other woman is married and has a husband to be feeding and she's feeding the drunk. Okay, so obviously people prefer people like that. Healthy people don't, but good luck finding healthy people. Good luck, right? So we have to be there for each other, or we just have to be severely independent. Even if it puts ourselves at risk for something, like getting hurt or whatever, we have to do it because no one else is going to be there because we're not sick enough for the public to give us free meals and long trips out of multi-state trips. We're not sick enough for people to go out of their way for. And I know that sounds off the wall, but I've seen it my whole life. Okay? I've seen it my entire life. People get catered to who are evil. It's never going to stop. People are going to prefer dysfunction. And break their neck for those people, not us. Nobody else is going to talk about it, so I might as well. Everybody else is going to sit there and go la 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 and pretend it's not a reality. I'm not going to do that. So I've been hyper independent and I will remain that way. I don't ask nobody for shit. I do it all on my own, and that's just the way I do. Like I said, I've got a friend who we're there for each other no matter what, because we know that nobody else is reliable. But women are drawn to him too. He's fucked up. He's got a lot of fucked up shit about him. We've had war because of it. Women will bust their ass for him in a heartbeat too. I don't know if women want to give you sympathy sex or what, but I'm not a man, so I don't have the magic stick. So I'm kind of hosed. Okay? I don't have nobody after me like that. Women will chase men. They don't care what's going on with them. Oh my God, you're an alcoholic. Oh my God, I just got soaking wet. Oh my God, I love alcoholics. They're so sexy. I guess that's how they feel. I don't know. But I've just learned that people are not reliable, and the people that they are good to are the people that are fucked up. So you just have to know that if you're not a twisted person, you're not going to have anybody in your corner unless you're just one of the lucky ones. No one online is going to talk about this. Nobody's going to face this reality. Nobody's going to talk about it. They're just going to pretend, la, 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 la. I don't know nothing about that. Oh, yes, you do. You've seen it your whole life, too. Don't sit here and say you didn't. You've seen bad people get catered to every fucking day of the week. So let's be realistic here. He just had war with the woman who owned Deranged. That's the name. I'm going to name her Deranged now. He just had all out verbal war with her because he likes to fight women. But they're talking back together now and everything is gravy. No, bitch, when you did it to me, it was a done deal. It's a wrap. So, good luck with that. I'm just exhausted with people and their dysfunction. But we have, like I said, we got to be there for each other. That's all we can do is be there for each other. You know, if you get stranded somewhere, if you do have one friend like Gail, my friend that died, who was the best thing since sliced bread, if you have a friend like that and you lost that friend, then you're going to have to Uber home if you get stranded or something. Take a cab or Uber home because no one else is going to be there for you if you're not a destructive person. People are not drawn to you unless you're destructive, and it's chances are they're destructive too, which is why they're drawn to somebody like that. And the only reason I was friends with stupid drunk boy is because he did things for me to help me out, and it was mutual until he decided part of his life went sideways and he could be deported, which I highly doubt it because mommy will throw enough money at it to make it go away. Maybe, I don't know. But it's just puzzling how people will bust their ass for people like him. I witnessed it. I went to his house, the drunk boy. I went to the drunk boy's house and I saw food at his front door in a Tupperware from the woman that he went off on. She gave him food for the dog and a Tupperware with a meal. And women always give him meals over there. I've witnessed it so many times. Those same people wouldn't do nothing for me. Because if you're not a bad person, then you're a bad person. I can't even say that with a straight face. If you're not a good person, if you're not a bad person, then you're a bad person. I know. Listen to how crazy that sounds. Look at how freaking insane that sounds. But I've seen it my entire life. I've seen people bust their ass for evil ass people. I've seen people, like I told you, they defend murderers, rapists. What were you wearing? What did you say to him? Ain't no man gonna come out of nowhere and just rape you. You must have did something. Right, you never heard of a rapist raping a stranger before? What the fuck planet are you living on? But people are sick. And they prefer other sick people. And if you aren't sick, then you get abandoned. You get abandoned. I've dealt with it my whole life. I've seen it my whole life. Don't freaking tell me it doesn't happen. I've seen it happen ever since I was a kid. My father's a horrible person. People throw poon at him every day of the week, baby. And he's a piece of shit. Women love that. They think it's hot. Oh my God. You just want to use me for sex? Oh my God. How soon can we do it? Fucking weirdos, man. He's a slut bag. No. Hey! Hold on, y'all. Get out of there. Get the fuck out. Let it go! Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! You fucking idiot! Sick of you not listening! Leave it! I'm sorry, guys. That's how he gets sick. He starts eating shit he shouldn't. So I have to get psychoballistic on him. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. Quit it! Right now. No. No. He'd been sick for 2 weeks before somebody tried to poison him, and I'm not going to go into that discussion. I'm not going to go there. So I'll get very stressed out, so I'm not going to go there. Get out of there. I'm not playing. I'm sorry. So because people prefer sick people, you have to, if you're a good person and you get abandoned, please don't I'm going to ask you the impossible. Please don't take it personally. That is just the fucked upness that society is. They prefer people like them. And because people can't raise their kids right. So you got a bunch of dysfunctional adults running around. And that isn't your fault that people prefer bad people. That's not your fault. That's not my fault. It's not anyone's fault. So just, you know, you just got to rely on yourself. I spend, unless I'm with a friend, but he's so obsessed with this other bitch. He'll be with her for Christmas. I am an adult. I can be by myself for Christmas, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Listen, I've been abandoned since I came out of Veronica's vagina. And that is her fucking real name. I've been abandoned since I came out of her vagina. So I am accustomed to being, abandoned. I'm accustomed to it. I learned how to be a grown-up and deal with it myself. I create my own ambiance. No, you won't. No, the fuck you won't. Good boy. Good boy. Good drop it. Good drop it. You leave it alone. I said no. Good drop it. Jesus, for the love of God. Let's go. In. Now! Yeah, somebody tried to poison him. He was sick for 2 weeks and almost died. I never told y'all that because I don't want to talk about it because it freaks me out. Come on, get in here. So I'd rather whip his ass and have him be alive than the other. So, anyway, we have to rely on ourselves, and those of us that are normal, we have to rely on other normal people. If you could ever find anyone normal, people just they don't care about us. They just don't. They like other fucked up people because they're fucked up too. And that's just the way it is. I'm angry that I couldn't get a ride from the hospital and this motherfucker could get a ride all the way to Alabama from here. I'm angry about that. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So, if that's not proof that people prefer sick people, well shit, I don't know what is. They're dysfunctional to a degree too, or else they wouldn't be that attracted to somebody like that. That drawn to people like that. It's a lonely existence when you can't get somebody to give a shit about you. But you adapt. So I had on-the-job training with being abandoned. I can entertain myself. Give me a good book. Electric blanket in the winter. My book Light, which is the best thing in the world, I might add. And a cup of hot chocolate with marshmallows on the top. I'm over it. You learn to entertain yourself. Get up here. You learn to entertain yourself and you learn to depend only on yourself. I know people who are older and they feel abandoned by their kids because their kids are adults and have their own kids and they don't really give a shit about their parents because they're so absorbed with what and I've talked to these people. And they're so depressed because they're up in age and their family doesn't want to be bothered with them. Their kids are busy doing their thing with their family. So somebody cares about you, even if you don't know who that person is. Somebody cares about you. I care about you and I don't know you. So I guess if there's a silver lining is, yes, people prefer other fucked up people. They will cater to them, bow down, get on the floor, kiss their sweaty feet. They love it. And nobody gives a shit about us. Good thing is, the silver lining is we learn to be independent. We learn to entertain ourselves. Some people draw, some people, they play with a musical instrument, or they have dogs, or they've got something that they use to occupy their time, or they fish, or they hike or whatever it is that they do, some people they choose to be alone. I know some men, and as much as men worship, you know what? I know at least one, let's see, one person, one or two people that I know of who I suspect they're asexual. They do not date. They don't want to be bothered with anyone. They're very introverted. And that is just how they are. They do not care anything about sex. They don't care about holding hands. They don't care about kissing. They don't care about dating. And they're men. Now, is that rare? Of course it is. And one of the guys that doesn't date or anything, he's never been married, doesn't have kids. He asked his sister, is he gay? She's like, no. He just doesn't want to do the typical thing. He doesn't want to be involved with anyone. He doesn't want children. He doesn't want to be married. He's an introvert. Funny as hell. Oh God, he's so funny. He just says the craziest things that are hysterical. But he's just a loner, extreme loner, and that's pretty much me. And I'm going back into that bubble because it's so much more peaceful there, and I don't have to deal with everybody around me and their fucking dysfunction. I don't have to deal with it. It's quieter. It's peaceful. There's no lying. There's no triangulation. Everybody feels this way. I don't give a flying fuck what they feel. They don't pay my fucking bills in my god dang fucking house. I don't care. I don't give a shit. You're not paying my bills. You're not buying me a yacht. Okay? You're not buying me a house on the beach and even if you were, I'm still not gonna put up with your shit. I'm not gonna be locked into you. Well, I bought you a house. I don't give a shit what you bought. You're gonna act like you got sense. And when you have those boundaries, that makes you a loner. You're going to be a loner because nobody wants to deal with your boundaries because everybody's dysfunctional with the exception of a tiny percentage of us that aren't. Everybody's got something going on. They got something that's a quirk of theirs. But so far as wanting to destroy other people, some of us don't get off on that. But it's a lonely existence because you're going to have to witness, and you will witness, people who are horrible get catered to by the masses. They will never be without a ride if their car breaks down. They would never be without a hot meal, even though they could cook their own fucking meal. Women will spread for them the minute that person looks at them. Their legs are wide open. So people just cater to people who are fucked up. And that's never going to change. So those of us who don't do any dysfunctional shit like destroy other people and get off on fighting and arguing and all that, we don't get off on that. We're going to be abandoned. And I've been abandoned my whole life. I had on-the-job training since I was a baby to be abandoned. I don't know any different. But it does piss me off that the general public will cater to people who are horrible. Defend them, cater to them. That's never going to change because they're fucked up too. Whether they want to admit they're fucked up or not, who knows? In order for you to want to break your neck for someone like that, something is wrong with you. So most people are fucked up and most people are unhealthy. That's just the way it is. Smart people cater to people who are good to them and they want to be good to that person. That's what smart people do. They've dealt with their skeletons from the past and they moved on from it and they're going to stay a good person regardless of what they've been through. But that's definitely not most people. So when you're abandoned and you've been abandoned your whole life, baby, it's not your fault. It isn't your fault. And we're not going to change who we are because that's what most people prefer. They prefer a horrible person. We're not going to change who we are. We're going to die the way we are because that's just how we are. We have integrity. Now, if you fuck with me, I'm coming for you. But if you don't, and you never did, you good forever. I protect people I don't even freaking know, because what you've done to them is unfair and you are a horrible person. So I'm coming for you. And I don't even know you. I don't even know that person. I just talked to a lady online. I told you this. Talked to a lady only online. It was a group of us that were online supporting each other with the, chronic pain and stuff. And one of them made the mistake of saying how her doctor didn't know anything about fibro. So he basically acted like she was psychosomatic. It was all in her head. And she should never have, oh God, she never should have said his name and what state he was out of, because I left a nasty message on his machine and I went psycho ballistic. How dare you? You don't know anything about the illness, so you blame the patient? I screamed and yelled so hard. I don't even know this woman. I never laid eyes on her. But we're never going to have that kind of protection for ourselves. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. It's never going to change. If you are one of the lucky ones and your spouse cares about you, your spouse respects you, or your best friend respects you and you respect your best friend, that's great. I used to have that too until she died. And then I've never had it since. And that's just the way it is. No one could be Gail. They can't even raise the bar a little bit off the floor compared to what kind of person she was. So we have to be supportive of each other. If we can find people like us, which I never can, I just can't. I meet superficial people. Outside of my closest friend, I meet superficial people. Oh yeah, we should do lunch sometime. We should hang out. Until it comes down to it, and then they moonwalk backwards. Look, I ain't got time for superficial people either. If you can't be authentic, then you probably don't want to talk to me at all. I do what I say I'm going to do. Man, people just can't do that. They just prefer to be fake. So it's highly impressive when someone does something really, really, really good for someone else. It's highly impressive because that's not the norm. That's not the norm. People would rather be impress the bad people. Let me go make this person, he doesn't respect women, but I'm a woman, so let me go make him a meal, a hot meal, even though he can cook for himself. Let me make him a meal and put it on his porch if he's not home. Because I got to cater to someone who would never do the same thing for me. That's a fucked up thing, but women do it every day of the week. He get that drunk boy, Drunky McDrunkerson, he could get ass any day. He get more ass than a proctologist. Women are drawn, and he makes fun about it. He says, I guess women are attracted to depressed men, I guess. He can get laid any day of the week. He don't have a problem with that. The free pot, the free alcohol, the love stick. Women will do anything in the world for all of that. It don't matter what kind of person you are. It's crazy. I feel like life is a circus. Life is a circus. Like, I don't fit in. I felt like that ever since I was little. I never felt like I belonged. I just don't, I have nothing in common with anybody. For those of us who have integrity and we are good people, unless you fuck with me, when you're a good person, you're nobody really wants to be bothered with you. If you're not a bad person, you're a bad person. It's funny because it's so asinine and backwards, but hey, that's the way it is. If you're not a bad person, you're a bad person. You see how maniacal that sounds? Anyway, so we got to protect other people that are just like us. And if we can't find people like that, we have to take care of ourselves and just do the best we can by ourselves. Find a hobby. You will find something that makes your heart flutter. Whether it's music, art, dance, hiking, fishing, backpacking across Europe, whatever it is that you love to do. And once you do that, you will immerse yourself so deep in it, you don't care what anybody else is doing. Let them all cater to horrible people. Let them all cater to each other. You got your own thing going on. You're going to protect yourself and look out for yourself. Because other people are not going to do it for us. That's just not the natural flow of things. So we got to do what we got to do. Like I said, once you immerse yourself in things that make you happy, you won't care what everybody else is doing and how dysfunctional they are. You got your own private thing going on and you're happy with that. And that's what keeps us going. And that's what makes your heart race. And that's what you do. And you cater to other people who would cater to you too. It's got to be reciprocal. If it's not, then you just got to look out for yourself and be done with it. It's just the way it is. I love you guys. Take care.